Hi, my name is Henry, and my company is going to be called Triple H Plumbing. The business will be made up of me, my father, and my grandfather. We're all named Henry, hence the name Triple H. We offer many things from installing boilers to rerouting water mains. My father owns his own plumbing company called Rainbow Plumbing and Heating, and he was looking to pass it down to me as his father did to him. I'd like to change the name to Triple H to show where our roots came from. Started with my grandfather, passed down to my father, and then down to me. My grandfather has a skill that not many are taught today, which is installing lead pans. He wants to continue working, so I think it would be only right to rename it to represent everybody. We solve problems from leaky sinks to simple clogged toilet, and we want to give affordable pricing to the common household while being able to turn a high profit. Being that my family has been in the business for so long, we started in 1973. We know the market, and we know how to outsell our competitors. We've been doing it for a very long time now. We get lower prices from the warehouses such as C&L and Blackman, and based in Lynbrook. My father has been going there since they started the business, and he grew a great relationship with the guys there. So my vision for the company is to be able to grow bigger than it previously was. Under my father, he didn't want to expand it as big. He has a very small company with about 7 to 8 guys. I'd like to have 15 or more people, hopefully within the next year if we do grow. One thing we do stand on is the principle of honesty and customer loyalty. We always spoil our customers. One thing my father always taught me is be able to talk to customers is the best thing you could do. He's always offered discounts to his returning customers, and they've always really appreciated it. He gets a lot of word of mouth based off that. It's a lot of them talking to their friends, families, neighbors, etc. I'd say our competitive advantage is the ability to install the lead pans, which no one else knows how to properly install. It's not a common trade now. A lot of people like to do fiberglass, which it does tend to rip more. We've had to repair a lot, and they do recommend switching over to lead. It is a little bit more pricey, but it does last a lot longer. We haven't had to rip a lead pan out since they started the business. Like I said, it's been proven to be more reliable and does last longer. Now, the most common service that we provide is a boiler installation. We put in different boilers such as the Wells McLean or New Yorker. They're the most common boilers that we use, just like the water heaters we use in A.O. Smith or a Turbomax. All of them are high recovery and high efficiency, quick recovery, high efficiency boilers and water heaters. So they have very high ratings. A lot of people recommend them. We've always used them. Another thing we also do is replacement of water mains. They originally galvanized, and then galvanized pipe actually does rust over time, so we replace them with a 1-inch copper line. It's a common thing we do. We've been doing them for quite a few number of years. They started putting them back in the 50s and 60s, and they're starting to rot out, so it gives us a lot more work, which is good for us, but we want to show that we can replace them with the copper very easily. It does also allow for a lot more pressure, and it's less use of water, which is always good. As I spoke about before, we do offer discounts to the returning customers on labor fee as well as a free yearly checkup. We tend to go in and people require boiler cleanings. Something might break, like a simple hose on a faucet that we'll just replace for you, no problem. If there's any issues with the product after a year, though, after the year of installation, we recommend that you contact the company. Otherwise, through us, it's going to be costing extra because it does cost for labor. When installing a new toilet, for example, our day will consist of going to the warehouse in the morning, picking up the product that the customer order. Everybody has a different style, so somebody might like an American Standard versus a Delta. We'll pick that up. We take it back to the home. We already have it cleaned out in the home. We clean the area, take out the old toilet. We cap off the original line. Then what we do is we take the cap off, bring the toilet in. We'll put a layer of plaster down. We use what's called a Johnny ring, which allows for a tight secure right around the bottom of the toilet that connects to the 3-inch PVC line. We don't want any water getting through, so it's very secure with the wax ring. We place that over, place the toilet on top, and then let it harden for about 3 to 5 minutes. After that, we just put the water line in and let it run a couple times. Let the toilet fill, rinse, repeat, just to make sure that nothing leaks. It's makes the customer feel better that we're testing it for a while. It's a fairly quick process replacing them. And the toilets are already pre-assembled, which is always good. It saves us time not having to assemble each part inside the toilet itself. Like I said before, we use C&L Plumbing and Blackman. We do most of our jobs in the surrounding areas of Lynbrook and Lawrence. Lawrence is a higher class area. There are larger homes, multi-million-dollar homes, and Lynbrook is a middle to lower class. So we do get a lot of those easier jobs in the middle to lower class, and we do get newer homes in Lawrence and the Cedarhurst area. So just to give you a little background of cost, the general cost of like an American Standard toilet would be around $107, where we get a discount from C&L or Blackman. We can get them for around $85 to $90. It's a big discount for us, and it shows the customer that we're able to save them money, and then we can only charge them for labor, which they really do appreciate. We let them buy, but we give them our discount. So one thing that I have to take into account is the decline of plumbers on Long Island. It's great for our business as it eliminates competition, but allows us to hire more workers. My father has a great connection with BOCES. He went there when he was young, and that's how he learned how to do plumbing. So he's got a lot of connections with them where he's able to take kids around the 16, 17 age and allows them to work for minimum wage, so they get paid, and it gives them a lot of experience for later on, so the experience they can use, and in the future we could possibly hire them. So it helps Long Island as well because it gets them a lot more plumbers with experience already. So my future, how I want to expand the business is to use those employees. I like to get, like I said before, 15 or more workers, because I really want to double up the business. I think it'd be great because we could have me, my grandfather, and my father, and even my cousin as supervisors with multiple groups at different jobs. We get the jobs done a lot quicker. We don't have many competition on Long Island. Businesses, as I mentioned before, there are not many businesses still working. One company that we are in competition with is McAvoy Plumbing. They're based out of Long Beach. One company, they are around the same area that we work, the Lynbrook and Baldwin area, right in between there. The owner's son, he does play for the Boston Bruins. His name's Charlie McAvoy. So it allows him to use his name to actually get customers, which is good for him. It's great marketing. People really do appeal to that celebrity branding that he does. Now, the strengths are their marketing and their celebrity branding in a way, and their weaknesses are the amount of services they provide. It's generally more of a handyman type of business. They don't do many big things like boilers, like water heaters. They don't install anything big like that. Now, the possible competition would be big corporations like Roto-Rooter and All Hours. They're larger companies and are very well known. They offer a 24-hour service, which we can't do. They're very dangerous for us because if we have an emergency call, we have to refer to them because we're not open 24 hours. We're open from about 8 a.m. till about 8 to 9 at night. Sometimes we do work a little bit further into the night, but we won't go anywhere past 12 o'clock. Now, I see this company as a sort of middle company. It's not like a small handyman company like the McAvoy company. It's not a corporation like Roto-Rooter. It has the potential to be a lot more, which I would love to see happen. Our strengths are the ability to install the lead pans, along with 75 plus years of experience between my father and my grandfather. And our networking abilities, like I mentioned before with BOCES, we know a lot of contractors, especially down in the Lawrence area. We know many people to get the deals done. Our weaknesses are the emergency calls and our day-only hours. We only work in the day. We don't really work through the night. We have the opportunity to grow into a corporation if we can spread into different areas and get the jobs done faster. Like I said before, having more supervisors, you can have more workers, so you can be on more jobs and get them done a lot faster. Threats would be how well the economy bounce back is. We still have a long struggle with families that are hit from Sandy, so we still have to pay for replacement boilers, replacement water heaters, whatever the situation is. We still have emergencies, like I said, on Long Beach and Oceanside, because those were mainly hit from Sandy. Our cost leadership is the ability to get the job done faster with the bigger staff and the ability to cut prices pretty far down. We outbeat many competitors and are the leading contractors pick for big homes in Lawrence. We do have a contractor named Genola who gets a lot of the bigger jobs in Lawrence, and we are their top plumber that they pick first. We outbeat many competitors and are the leading contractors for the big homes in Lawrence, like I said. These are multi-million-dollar homes with very expensive products. We differ ourselves as the only company on the island that still installs lead pans. People still want that reliable metal instead of the stretch and rip-worthy fiberglass. We focus on the smaller people and older customers to show our appreciation and get our company out by the word of mouth, which my father originally did. People love our service and always recommend us to friends, families, and neighbors. Now, our marketing strategy is fairly simple. Our target market is the large homes in Lawrence and Cedarhurst. They are high-income families between the age of 28 to 37. These are classy people that are looking for more fashionable items instead of just your basic American Standard toilet, essentially, or American Standard faucets, whatever the product is, which means they are higher price items. Our business takes a percentage out of the cost of the items and charges for labors for these larger homes. Customers need someone who is trustworthy, and especially in the area, they look to be better than their neighbors or friends. They're very competitive. They want to look better. They want to have a better appeal in their home. We can make it better, and that's why we are recommended to do these jobs, because we do a lot of the jobs. We'll do their neighbors' jobs, and then they'll take us, and we will make their house even better than them because we know what we did in their house, so we can do even better than that. The market is steady but slowly shrinking because of Sandy and the recession. It still hasn't bounced back and has allowed us to take over most of Nassau County. It was an opportunity that we actually took. As I mentioned previously, we can take students from BOCES and start training them for the future. We've done this and assessed, and we'll be getting new workers to join our staff soon. Advertisement was not really my father's strong suit, as he only relied on word of mouth back in the 70s and 80s. He grew up in Valley Stream, which was a kind of everybody knew everybody type of place. That's how he got the word out. I plan to take the business and go more on the marketing into social media platforms. So I do have the website, which you can see right here. And I do have an Instagram page already started for my dad's business. And we gained new followers right when I started up, and old customers immediately. The media costs wouldn't be that expensive. Would only be for the branding on our vehicles and for uniforms. So we do have sweatshirts, and we do have on the vehicles, it says Rainbow Plumbing, which we would have to change to Triple H. And it's all free on social media, which is great. Like I said, we typically have sweatshirts and t-shirts that we make, and we wear them all year round. Thankfully, Instagram and Facebook are free and allow us to follow people that are potential customers. Now, our fixed costs would be only employee salaries, which will get changed each year as raises go up. And the variable costs would be all the products that we buy, we have to install. The products and services, go by hour and change with a certain product. For instance, if somebody switched from a Delta to an American Standard toilet, it would change the cost. We want to look for a cheaper company that only charges labor and gives discounts on products. This gives us competitive advantage for the quicker and easier jobs. The profit is labor-based, while the bigger, more expensive jobs is based on labor and products. For distribution, we do have multiple step vans and pickups. On the website, we do have a feedback section at the bottom of this, and it allows customers to give feedback and give us a great review and tell us what to do better or what they recommend, anything like that. Now, we do not have any type of shop location. Everything is based out of my house. We park our trucks here and everything, so we don't have to pay rent on a lot or a business type place. We always travel every single day in those trucks. We do, like I said, stay around those areas for the older customers, but we'll travel if needed. The only rental lease we pay for is on the actual trucks for the monthly tune-ups and insurance. We have few workers that will work for minimum wage, and the other foremen and supervisors get starting rate at about $20 to $25 with the annual raises. We generally take about 20 to 30 minutes to get to each job, not counting stops at warehouses in the morning if we need supplies or the actual products itself. Our management team is very skilled and has years of experience. My grandfather, Henry Sr., has been a plumber since 1957 and has carried the tradition all the way through his family. Henry Jr., which is my father, started working with his father in 1973 when they started the original business. They started when he was just a young boy. Michael Barry, which is my cousin, has been working since he's 14 and is now foreman under the three Henrys, me, my father, and my grandfather. I'm a supervisor who's been working since I'm a very little kid. I have about 14 years experience working around Long Island, starting with running water lines, and then I installed my first boiler not too long ago. I see a very bright future for this company, and I could see expanding very rapidly. We have a great crew and provide excellent work for everyone we serve, and thank you for listening.